Congressman Andy Ogles, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me here on this, historic, time as we see our country's under assault. But again, thank you.
Indeed, we were watching it and covering that story thoroughly last night. And I would like to get your thoughts just to kick off our discussion. The booking of former President Trump last night, a mugshot that some say was meant to actually humiliate him, possibly now being turned into a rallying cry. Who could have predicted this?
Well, I mean, I think regardless of your political persuasion, Republican, Democrat, Independent, somewhere in between, this should alarm you that you have a former president being targeted, persecuted. What that means is that you are now vulnerable to the same type of attack. If they don't like you, they simply can jail you. They can target you. They can try to ruin and destroy your life. And so I would take this moment to say to anyone that's running in the GOP primary for president, it's time for you to suspend your campaign and unite behind Donald Trump. We've got to unify here and push back against this attack on America and the Constitution. And I'm going to say that plainly. Between our southern border being flooded, between these attacks on a former president, we are under assault, people, and it's go time, and it's time for us to push back.
To your point, and I've been talking to some folks from the other side of the aisle as well, do you think that parading the former president and former executive office officials could be turning off some of his detractors?
Yeah, I mean, I think this backfires on the Democrats. I think they've gone too far. It's kind of like with all the transgender crap. You know, the kids are sacrosanct. I don't care where you are on the political persuasion. And the fact that they're targeting our children has backfired them against them across the country. I think you're going to see the same thing with Trump. And look, again, I would be appalled if this was happening to Obama. Look, I don't agree with Barack Obama on really anything. You know, I don't know that we'd agree on lunch. But that being said, to have him targeted like this would be appalling. It would be an attack on the Constitution. And so it's time that we put an end to this. And so that's why, I'm being so vocal and supportive of Donald Trump. And look, you can disagree with the man, you can like him or not like him, but this is a travesty of justice. And it underscores the fact that we now have a two-tier justice system in this country. And we the people, are vulnerable because if they don't like you, they're coming to get you.
What do you make of the former president posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, for the first time since his last days in office?
Well, I'll just say Twitter because it's weird to call it X, but, I think he should communicate to his constituents. I thought, like you said before, that mugshot of him, which was meant to humiliate him, is now turned into a rallying cry. The fact, I think you saw, if you looked on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, that, it was like, welcome back, Mr. President. He looks ticked off. He looks ready to fight, and he should be. And I take another person, Mark Meadows. I know him personally. He's a friend. He's a good, God-fearing Christian man who loves this country and loves the Constitution. He wouldn't do nothing to undermine our government or the Constitution, but they don't like him, so they're trying to destroy him. So I stand with Mark Meadows. I stand with Donald Trump, and I stand with the other defendants. This is absurd. It's ridiculous, and we the people should be terrified of this moment in history.
So now you have 4 indictments, 2 of which are under the jurisdiction of the Department of Justice. You've introduced a bill that would cut funding for the special counsel prosecuting in the 2 federal cases, one in D.C., one in Florida. What can you tell us about this?
Well, it's, again, the Democrats, and I hate to make this partisan, but that's what it is. They started this fight, so we're going to finish it. But they're great at attacking us. They're great at suing us. And now they've gone on offense using the courts to target us. And look, I'm going to pause for a moment to say this has never worked in history. When you see that politics, that disagreements on policy are being settled by way of courts and prosecutions and jail time, that signaled the end of Rome. That signaled the end of the British Empire. And it should be a wake-up call to the United States of America that you and I can disagree, but we're going to settle this at the ballot box, not in the court. So I'm going on offense. We got to get points on the board. We've got to take it to them. We've got to fight back. And look, I'm a nerd. I love our founding fathers. I love the Constitution. It's what protects all of us, and I'm going to fight like hell to preserve it.
Congressman Andy Ogles, really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much.